Taiwan. I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The city of Tainan is often referred to as Taiwan's food capital. Perhaps unsurprisingly, its residents are now leading the rankings in terms of weight. Louise Watt reports.
Braised meat, savory pudding, and fried shrimp roll. Food is what Tainan in southern Taiwan is known for. One thing that makes its dishes stand out is their sweetness. Sugar has been a key part of Tainan's cooking, going back to the 1700s when it was Taiwan's capital and beef and sugar were considered food of the wealthy. Now Tainan is Taiwan's capital of obesity, not just because of its traditional food, but also newer drinks.
如果是常喝饮料，当然是没那么健康啦，对。但还是会就是希望就是可能喝无糖，或是就是1分糖，就是减糖这样子。
Not everyone does though. Taiwan's Sports Administration says 4 out of 10 people in Tainan are overweight. Some residents are relaxed about the news.
台南是真的有比较偏甜一点，但是因为那是符合我们在地人的口味这样子。我身为台南人，我不能认同。对。虽然像我一样有点胖，但是我觉得我胖得很健康这样子。
But Tainan public health officials are calling on schools and families to help teach healthy eating habits, and they're promoting workplace health programs. The city's mayor is on board.
担任市长以来，这几年来也胖了蛮多的，那所以说我还是呼吁市长带头一起来减肥。
While Tainan is proud of its reputation as the culinary centre of Taiwan, it's now trying to stem its sugar cravings and nudge its population to a healthier diet. Patrick Chen and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
One of the world's biggest car shows has been exhibiting the latest EV models from international companies. Our reporter Sandy Chi was in Tokyo to take a look at how the industry has been doing in recent years.
Small cars, fancy cars, big trucks. All of these have something in common. They are electric vehicles, or EVs, cars that are considered eco-friendlier and more sustainable. This is the Japan Mobility Show, returning after a 4-year break. During this period, the industry was hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic, ending a decade of continuous growth for the industry. But the drop did not stop this year's event, with hundreds of companies attending, with EVs among the star attractions. And that's no surprise. Many countries have vowed to phase out the sale of new gas motor cars in the coming years as they try to reduce carbon emissions. With governments giving incentives to boost sales and car makers pumping out new models, sales in EVs have grown by 40% in the past half year. 14 million EVs are expected to be sold this year. And the largest market is in China, with nearly 60% of all registrations. Among the companies displaying in Tokyo is BYD, one of China's biggest EV makers.
It's got a very big meaning for BYD because this is Japan Mobility Show, and also Chinese company being on Japanese motor show has got really big meaning because we are only one Chinese auto company in Japan. We really focus on Japanese market by showing all of these kind of like high technology cars in Japan.
Driven by EVs, China is set to become the world's largest exporter of cars this year, overtaking Japan. But not everyone is welcoming China's rise in the auto industry.
Japanese car makers, the US car makers, they are the primary competitors. So they should be the ones that's most worried, or also some European automobile industry. I believe all the countries have set up their own protective acts or some regulations to reduce the amount of the cars imported from China.
While some governments are wary of Chinese dominance in the EVs, there's plenty of competition from other manufacturers. Among them is Taiwan's MIH Consortium, an alliance of companies including iPhone manufacturer Foxconn. They see an opportunity to break up the monopoly of traditional car makers.
So we're providing a platform for people to hop on, the new players, new things, software-driven, give the traditional guy a pressure to expedite their revolution. So by 2030, I think half of the adoption for the EV will then prevail. Then also adoption of a smart vehicle for a better lifestyle will prevail. So this is going to happen quickly, as you can imagine. So autonomous drive, the AI enhanced software.
With millions more EVs set to hit the roads in the coming years, the world envisioned by companies like MIH may arrive sooner than later. What is less clear is who will benefit most from the revolution, and if China will continue to lead the way. Commissioner Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Authorities say trash in Taipei's largest river has doubled in recent years, and that single-use household waste is to blame. Bryn Thomas has the details.
Volunteers in Taipei and neighboring New Taipei have their hands full. A recent survey revealed that trash in the city's Tamsui River has doubled since 2020. Volunteers say there's over 150 bags worth of trash per square kilometer this year, compared to around 75 just 3 years ago.
保特瓶罐，然后饮料杯、免洗餐具等等这些一次性的饮料杯，生活使用的一次性东西，就很容易出现在河川。
A closer look shows 70% of the trash is disposable household waste. It's mostly food packaging, things like takeout boxes, single-use plastics, and straws. New Taipei environmental authorities say the COVID-19 pandemic caused a sudden jump in the amount of garbage. At the time, food delivery services became much more popular as people ordered more takeout to socially distance. The result was a lot more trash collecting in a few choke points along the river.
很多餐厅都改成外带，我们必须要增加很多的包装材料跟一次性的一个东西，废弃物的增加直接增加到1800吨，光是新北市哦，增加了1/3的废弃物量。
Needless to say, this increase is not sustainable. The government is now calling on people and restaurants to reduce their waste and help keep the country's rivers clean. Devin Tsai and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Scientists are studying how some tiny sea creatures make sounds. Tiffany Wong has the story.
The ocean may be noisier than you think. Beyond whale calls and dolphin chirps, scientists are now studying how smaller creatures like fish and shrimp also communicate with sounds. These sea creatures may not have vocal cords, but that doesn't stop them from chattering. Instead, fish use their muscles and the bone-like structures in their bodies to make sounds. One of those is the swim bladder, which helps fish float.
鱼类的能产生声音的那个结构，这是鱼标，对不对？然后呢，就是摩擦的东西，你看你能够摩擦出多优美的声音呢，对不对？
But studying these sounds might soon get harder. More noise pollution is impacting the oceans as humans engage in more activities in the sea. This can affect marine creatures' behavior and drive them away from their natural habitats.
它就可能会遮盖掉原本珊瑚礁它所发出来的这个健康的声音，让这些幼生或是很多鱼类，它也会透过听这些声音去找到栖地，就听不见了。
As far as scientists can tell, fish make sounds as a mating call or to find their habitats, and corals rely on fish sounds for growth. So scientists are trying to better understand this part of their behavior to help with marine conservation. But there are sounds that simply haven't been translated. They remain some of the ocean's unsolved mysteries. Delphine Chen and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
An endangered leper cat has been spotted at the village in southern Taiwan for the first time in over 3 decades. One of the rare felines was caught on infrared camera outside Guken Township in Yunlin County. They haven't been seen there since 1988. The Agriculture Ministry has been working with the local university to track wildlife in the area. They have seen more and more leopard cats in the county in the last few years, giving hope that their numbers are on the rise. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website and our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, feast your eyes on these silk floss tree blossoms in central Taiwan's Changhua County. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.